If Princess Leonor rejects the throne, Spain will never be the same again. What changes everything? Imagine waking up one morning to headlines that shake the very foundations of a nation. Princess Leonor rejects the throne. The streets of Madrid buzz with disbelief. Royal watchers scramble for answers. Politicians debate urgently behind closed doors. Citizens across Spain, and millions around the world, ask the same haunting question: what happens now? For over 1,000 years, monarchy has shaped Spain's identity, culture, politics, and global influence. And at the heart of its future stands one young woman, Princess Leonor, the heir to the throne. She is not just a symbol of continuity, she represents stability, hope, tradition, and the promise of modern leadership. But what if she says no? What if she chooses freedom over destiny? What if she rejects the crown that generations before her were born to carry? The consequences would be historic, emotional, and deeply transformative. Spain would face its biggest constitutional and cultural crossroads in decades, perhaps even centuries. The monarchy itself could be permanently altered. Political forces long waiting in the shadows would surge forward. And a new chapter of Spanish identity would begin. This article explores every angle of that dramatic possibility, from constitutional consequences to emotional reactions, from political upheaval to global shockwaves, and from royal family tensions to Spain's uncertain future. Stay with us till the very end, because the truth behind this scenario is more powerful, emotional, and fascinating than you might imagine. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep insights into royalty, power, and the stories shaping our world. The heavy crown. What the throne means in Spain. To understand why Princess Leonor rejecting the throne would be such a seismic event, we must first understand what the Spanish monarchy represents. Spain's monarchy is not just ceremonial. It is a living institution deeply woven into the nation's political structure, history, and emotional identity. The monarchy survived wars, dictatorship, revolutions, and political chaos, often serving as a stabilizing force during times of crisis. When democracy returned to Spain in the late 20th century, the monarchy became a symbol of unity, reconciliation, and continuity. The king stands above politics, representing all Spaniards, regardless of ideology or background. The heir to the throne, therefore, is not simply inheriting a title, they inherit responsibility, duty, and the emotional weight of an entire nation. For Princess Leonor, this means lifelong public service, relentless media scrutiny, political neutrality, personal sacrifices, constant discipline, global diplomatic responsibilities. Her life is mapped out from birth. Education, training, public appearances, military service, and royal preparation are meticulously planned. Every step is carefully designed to mold her into Spain's future queen. Rejecting the throne would mean rejecting this entire destiny. Princess Leonor, born for the crown. From the moment she was born, Princess Leonor became a historic figure. As the eldest daughter of Anne, she was immediately declared the future of Spain's monarchy. Her upbringing has been nothing short of extraordinary. She has received elite academic education, military training preparation, diplomatic exposure, cultural immersion, language mastery, media discipline. Every aspect of her life has been designed to prepare her for leadership. Yet beneath the royal protocol and ceremonial grandeur stands a young woman with personal dreams, emotions, and aspirations. And that is precisely where the tension lies. What if her personal desires conflict with her royal duty? Why might Princess Leonor reject the throne? Though unimaginable to many, there are several reasons why Princess Leonor might consider stepping away from her destined role. 1. Desire for personal freedom. Royal life is restrictive. Every move is monitored. Every relationship is scrutinized. Every mistake becomes global news. Many royals across history have struggled with this pressure. A desire for a normal life, friendships without suspicion, love without conditions, and privacy without cameras, could become overwhelming. 2. Emotional and mental pressure. The psychological burden of preparing to lead a nation is enormous. From a young age, Leonor has been trained under intense expectations. Constant pressure to be perfect can lead to emotional exhaustion, anxiety, and inner conflict. 3. Modern values versus ancient traditions. Modern generations increasingly value individual choice, self-expression, and personal fulfillment. The idea of inheriting power simply by birth feels outdated to many. Leonor might someday feel that monarchy no longer aligns with her beliefs. 4. Love and personal relationships. Royal marriages often involve political, cultural, and diplomatic considerations. If Leonor were to fall deeply in love with someone incompatible with royal expectations, she might face an impossible choice: love or crown. Constitutional shockwaves. What would happen legally? If Princess Leonor rejects the throne, Spain's constitutional system would face immediate uncertainty. Spain operates under a constitutional monarchy, meaning the royal succession is legally defined. If Leonor formally abdicated her right to rule, the line of succession would shift. Her younger sister Infanta Sofia would become next in line. Parliament would likely debate potential reforms. Republican movements would intensify their calls to abolish the monarchy entirely. This single decision could reopen debates about whether Spain should remain a monarchy or become a republic. Political earthquake. How Spain's government would react. The political consequences would be massive. Spain already contains strong republican sentiment. Political parties critical of the monarchy would seize this moment to argue that the monarchy is outdated. Spain should modernize its system. The nation deserves an elected head of state. Large demonstrations could erupt in major cities. Parliamentary debates would intensify. Constitutional reform might be pushed forward aggressively. On the other hand, royal supporters would defend tradition, stability, and historical continuity. Spain could become deeply divided, reigniting ideological battles that have shaped its modern history. Emotional impact. How Spaniards would feel. For millions of Spaniards, Princess Leonor represents hope, renewal, and continuity. Her abdication would trigger shock, sadness, confusion, anger, empathy. Many would respect her personal decision. Others would feel betrayed. For older generations, the monarchy symbolizes stability after decades of turmoil. Losing the future queen could feel like losing a national anchor. For younger citizens, her rejection might symbolize liberation from tradition, a step toward modern identity. Spain's emotional landscape would shift overnight. Global reactions. How the world would respond. Princess Leonor's decision would send shockwaves across international media. Royal families across Europe would react with disbelief. World leaders would issue statements. Diplomatic discussions would follow. Spain's image as a stable monarchy would suddenly be questioned. Foreign investment, tourism, and global partnerships might experience temporary uncertainty as international observers try to assess Spain's political future. The story would dominate headlines worldwide. Inside the palace, royal family turmoil. Behind palace walls, the emotional consequences would be devastating. For King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, this would be deeply personal. They have spent decades preparing their daughter for this role. Her abdication could trigger feelings of sadness, disappointment, concern, emotional conflict. Yet as parents, they would also understand her desire for personal happiness. This internal family struggle would remain hidden from public view, but it would be profound. Infanta Sofia, the unexpected heir. If Leonor steps aside, the responsibility would shift to her younger sister. This sudden transition would dramatically alter Infanta Sofia's life. Her education, training, security, and public role would instantly intensify. She would be thrust into a future she may never have expected. The psychological weight of this transformation would be enormous. Could this lead to the end of the Spanish monarchy? Perhaps the biggest question is whether Leonor's rejection could end Spain's monarchy altogether. The answer: possibly. Her abdication could reignite calls for a national referendum, constitutional reform, the establishment of a republic. Spain has debated monarchy versus republicanism for generations. This moment could become the tipping point. The monarchy's survival would depend on public sentiment, political leadership, national unity, royal family response, cultural identity at risk. Spain's monarchy is woven into national ceremonies, historical memory, cultural symbolism, global branding. Without a clear heir, Spain could experience an identity crisis. Who represents Spain on the world stage? Who symbolizes unity? Who embodies tradition? These questions would shape the nation's cultural future. Could Leonor inspire a new royal philosophy? Rather than destroying monarchy, Leonor's choice might redefine it. Her decision could Humanize royal life. Encourage modernization. Promote freedom of choice. Reduce rigid tradition. Future royals might gain more autonomy, reshaping monarchy for the modern era. A nation at a crossroads. Spain stands between two futures. Preserving monarchy through adaptation. Embracing republican transformation. Princess Leonor's choice would determine which path Spain follows. Her decision would not simply affect her life, it would reshape the destiny of an entire nation. Final thoughts. One decision, endless consequences. If Princess Leonor rejects the throne, Spain will never be the same again. This single act could redefine monarchy, reshape politics, reignite ideological battles, transform national identity, rewrite history. Her story reminds us that behind crowns and titles stand human beings, grappling with the same fears, dreams, and struggles as everyone else, only under a far brighter spotlight. Whether she chooses duty or freedom, her decision will echo through Spanish history for generations. Sparkling heart, if you enjoyed this deep royal analysis, please subscribe for more powerful stories about royalty, history, and world-changing moments. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Your support helps us bring you more fascinating insights every week.